And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. A chilly morning as you're waking up. 42 as we wait for a high later today, 68. Now keep in mind we're still going to have those gusty winds today, roughly 68. Yesterday, I think we'd all agree that it was a extremely chilly day with that wind that blended in there. It would be late afternoon before that sunshine really made a difference. I went out several times yesterday morning and it was burr. Now, one concern that you need to know if you're waking up this morning and you're south of the West Lauderdale area, we've got a lot of fog. Let's quickly look at radar so you'll know what's going on. This includes all of our area down here in Clark County, Newton County, and also the eastern side of Jasper County. And there's a portion here. If you live in any of this area, leave home a little early this morning so you can get there, take your time going to work. We don't want anything to happen. That old thick fog is rough. And again, as you get out I-20, right there about where the jail is, it's going to be very thick. And then as you go into Highway 11, that two-lane road there, that's dangerous. And we want you to get there safely. So be careful as you're out and about. There's fog in the area everywhere this morning. But things will get better here in a little bit. So y'all be ready for that. It'll be good news for us there. Let's see. As we begin our day, there's a lot that's gone on from yesterday to this morning as we scan the news of what is big. One thing that's going to be happening this morning, if you live in the Poplar Springs area, are you tired of crime in your area? Probably so. Fed up with it is probably a better word for it. As we go to look at this today, y'all will have a neighborhood watch program that is being organized. You can go out, and this will happen around noon today. It will be held at the Velma Court Community Center. That's located at 1530 24th Avenue. If you can make it out for that, they're going to go over setting this up to where when you see something, you hear something, neighbors take charge of things. That's good. Captain Rita Jack will be there. They'll tell you more about that. Again, that begins at noon today. Hope you can make it out for that. It's one of those things you can't make a difference unless you step up. So that's one thing that's happening in the community. I hope you'll do that. Tonight, this is a good deal. If you've never been a part of one of these, it is by all means interesting. You've heard of storm spotters spotting storms in the area and reporting that. Well, tonight, there's a class for that. It will happen at MCC. I even talked to them. They're going to have snacks with this. This will begin at 7 o'clock tonight in the Workforce Development Building at MCC. Now, that is the building that used to be the old Walmart on Highway 19. Come in. They're going to do that. They're going to teach you all about spotting storms. Kids are invited. It's great for them as well to learn about this. The National Weather Service is coming to help out, and, of course, all the folks at the Lauderdale Emergency Management team will be there to help you with this. It's a good thing for the community to be able to know what you're looking at. Make sure it's not just a cloud. This will show you the difference in between clouds and tornadoes, and very informative if you can make it to one of these. Again, that's going to be tonight at 7 o'clock. Snacks, I like that. As we also talk a little bit more about what went on with the weather the other day, the National Weather Service now giving us our first preliminary tracks of these storms. And do you think you saw a storm? A tornado? Here's what we have for sure. As we watch this, if y'all remember, we talked about this moving into Kemper County there. There were two on the ground there in Kemper County. We did have one that briefly touched down, but it traveled the entire course from Clark County over Lauderdale. I remember it being reported to people going, hey, I see this. No major damage, some roofs, and then on into the eastern side of Kemper County there. This could have been so much worse. Imagine if that had been on the ground the entire time. Our biggest one will be this Damascus area up in here, as storm damage teams are all in there this week surveying. You've seen the pictures I posted. I'm sure you've seen them elsewhere in town also. The great news, and as sad as it is of people losing their homes, we can report that there was no loss of life. That is the outlook as you look at things of, what do they call it, the half glass empty or half full. That's the good news of that. Never, ever good to lose your home. But at least you've got your life. As neighbors and friends go to help rebuild those who've been damaged by this. And, of course, I'm sure you've seen the pictures of the house. We've got that on our Facebook page also. Yesterday, we would learn at about 2:30, and we've got pictures and we've got video of the actual arrest of the gentleman that robbed the gas station that was on Highway 493. It happened around 8:30 on Tuesday night. Imagine if you were the clerk minding your own business and somebody walks in with a pistol and robs you. This could have went bad either way. There was a lot of comments on this last night on our Facebook page. You're more than welcome to go and put your 2 cents in. I don't mind anybody talking their piece. But at the end of the day, someone robbed. And as we look at these pictures, here's the gentleman. This is his lineup picture there. Michael D. Dooley has been taken into custody. It was without incident. His bond was set at $300,000. As I watched, and you can too watch that. We've got it on our internet page there, our webpage at sammedia.network. You can go and watch that as police surround the home and take him into custody and place him in, and they drive off. You cannot be too careful with these situations. That could have been wrong. What was his reasoning? I don't know if we'll ever know. Was it the need for money? I don't care how you slice it, it was wrong. You don't rob other people. I know there were some comments on there, but period. You don't rob. People can be hurt with a gun. We live in a society where we don't take things from others. And if you do, you're punished. And that's where we are. Good news on this, I'll be getting pictures very soon from Louisville. We'll get those as soon as we absolutely can. Louisville, you remember the pictures and video that we showed you of the grocery store there just east there on Highway 14, right outside of the city limits of Louisville, of the store that was robbed there also, Crossroads Grocery. A gentleman, a big heavy-set fellow, walked in with a pistol drawn, robbed them. They've arrested him and another person for being involved with this. We'll have mug shots coming up here in just a little bit as the Sheriff's Department gets there. All the processing is done, and we get the information of who it is, and we'll get that to you as soon as we can. That's a good thing. And I'm afraid, and y'all know as well as I do, we'll see more of this. As gas prices go through the roof, the economy is in the tank, and everything is going up. You'll see more robberies, people taking things that don't belong to them. It's the easy way out. We know that. They'll do that. There'll be more of this. But we'll be here to tell you about it and deter it. And these great programs like Neighborhood Watch programs, even if you live in the county, you don't necessarily have to have the police put this together. Get with the people on your street. Y'all design a program where you get a text program. If something comes through your area that doesn't look right, communicate with each other. It's highly important that we all know that. If you haven't got video, you can share that with each other. Have you seen this car? And it puts a faster track for law enforcement to arrest those that do wrong. That's what we want. So organize that. Yesterday, if you lived in Casueyville, boy, I started getting pops. What's going on? I have no power. What has happened is we go to the Facebook page, we pull this up, and this was the scene of EMEPA. You see that power pole there? It was a wreck. And as you look at this, how many was it at one point? 864 people were without power yesterday in the Casueyville. About that time you get home and you want to have supper, you were without power. No way to do that for a lot of folks. All electric. They did get it repaired and it was a wreck. It's just bad situation. Things like that happen. So that went on yesterday afternoon. We also talked about this yesterday morning, and I went down and I got a little video of this, and you can watch this as well on our page here. Let me pull this up. This is where the stray bullet struck Rush Hospital. Y'all familiar with this? And you've seen this street before. And I'll just show you a quick clip here of where we're talking, where employees come across the street. Now, why I'm showing you that, it was a stray bullet that struck an employee door. No one was hurt, fortunately. Shots were reported in the area about an hour earlier. Then they noticed at about 1 hour later that a door had been busted with a stray bullet. Stray bullet or not, that's not good, and we all know that. Boy, howdy. Thank goodness no one was hurt. Again, that was 14th Street. They think the gunfire came from behind Immediate Care Clinic, back on that side of the street, which would be, if you're driving down 14 toward Rush and you've got Anderson's Hospital, this would be to the right, the north side of the street. Someone back over in that direction fired shots, and they think that's where that come from. As we all think, what is the world coming to? I know that's going through your head. We all are. We see too much of this in our area. And that's why the everyday Joe has to stand up and go, I'm not taking it anymore. Y'all know that. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. We certainly want these things to stop in our community. Only you can stop it. When you see it, call the police. Let's get them on that. Martin Day is scheduled. How are y'all doing? You ready for this? This is going to be Saturday morning And it supports the Martin Volunteer Fire and Rescue. They need you out there. This is the 35th year they've been doing this. They've got a car show going on. They'll have vendors, raffles, all types of things, including food and jumpy houses to support the Martin Volunteer Fire Department. Good folks, and again, they've been doing that for 35 years. That's quite a long time. We'll tell you more about that as Saturday nears and all of that happens. Let's see here. Also, we've got the auctions coming up this weekend to help out our friends there, Lauren Pogue. That's going to be going on also. A few things that are happening in the community. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more things to talk about this morning before I let you go. As the sun is coming up, we got fog in and around the Meridian area. We got it to our west and south, very thick. We'll be right back with more coming up here with Scotty Ray's weather. Mark your calendars for the Spring Extravaganza Show coming Saturday, April 23rd, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a brand new location at the old Office Max building at Bonita Lake Circle. From boutique clothes, shoes and accessories, children's clothing, spring plants, jewelry, gift items. Come shop and have lunch with Jack's Sausage Dogs. The Spring Extravaganza Gift Show, Saturday, April the 23rd from 9 until 4 at the old Office Max building in Meridian. Call Becky at 601-480-1776. As the days get warmer, the grass starts growing. Drop in and visit with Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Sicalina, where they've got a complete line of the #1 lawnmower in America, Skag. Whether you're a homeowner or a lawn care service, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower just for you. Plus, they carry Exmark tractors and any part that you may need for your existing tractor or lawnmower. Drop in and see Cole or Buttermilk today. Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, 601-626-8759. Good morning to Sandy Kaz watching this morning from Biloxi, Mississippi. How are y'all? Kathy Spence watching us from Decatur. Chet Parker is up. Glad to see you, my friend. Flora Overstreet joining us from Hickory. Also, James Sullivan watching us this morning from the Carthage area. Glad to see you there. Let's see here. Happy Throwback Thursday from Louisville, Mississippi. How are you, Coy? Glad to see you there. Karina Jones is up and tons of other people. Also the Clarkdale community. Roy Ellis, Wyandotte, Mississippi. Miss Joyce Dennis. Glad to see you there. West Point, Robin Morris watching from there today. Long Creek joins us. Miss Ann Hall. Dorothy, how are you today? Kathy Sharp, good morning to you. Also, we got some Philadelphia in there, Miss Charlotte Gray, watching from all areas. We appreciate that. Now, something else that I started getting calls on yesterday, and this was bad. If you were hung in this, in our area, this is probably one of the longest I've heard of. Just to the east of Meridian, there was a wreck in the westbound lane of I-20 yesterday. Traffic was held up for a little over 9 hours. Dead still, locked. Could not leave, couldn't move. This is, let me go back here and pull up Facebook and show you this. This is the way traffic looked as you look at that. That went on and on and on again for 9 hours. And what happened was an 18-wheeler had a wreck yesterday, ran off the road, and from what I'm understanding as the police would dig deeper into this, a car cut him off and he dodged, trying not to hit them, and ran into the woods. I've looked at some of the pictures of the accident. The last I saw, the gentleman was still alive. To say that God's hands was on him is an understatement. I've never seen an 18-wheeler more mangled and twisted than that truck was as it went off into the woods and hit trees. Helicopters everywhere were flown in. The scene it was. But again, 9 hours as they cleaned that up. You had to sit in traffic. That was I-20 westbound yesterday. Greene County, I think, is about where that was. Yeah, that's where it was. And it's just shocking. I've got pictures of that. You can also find that on the webpage and all of that there on our Facebook page. Take a look at that. Boy, oh boy, as we look at that. Let's see here, other things that are going on in and around the area. This is just, and we've had this happen in our area before, cemeteries. That's a respectful place. Well, Gulfport, Mississippi, yet again, thieves are on the prowl as they stole a statue of the Virgin Mary and also Jesus. Jesus has been returned. This was at the St. James Cemetery. I said that wrong, didn't I? But still missing is Mary. You don't do that, in my opinion. We all know that. As we look to Lowndes County in areas that had some damage also with the storm that came through, we find out that yesterday, this had nothing to do with the storm. There was a accident yesterday of a mobile home. What happened? They were pulling a mobile home, and somehow or another it got tangled into power lines and knocked out power for parts of Lowndes County yesterday in the state. That's serious. Somebody's going to have some issues on their hand. But you don't hear that very often. We have 12 counties in the state of Mississippi reporting damage from the tornadoes that came through. And again, we do have some of that in Lauderdale and Kemper and also Clark. Some roof damage here and there. The worst in our area by far is Kemper County, with at least 2 homes destroyed and a mobile home, as we still pray for that Damascus area there that took the biggest hit of all in our immediate area there. Don't let this, because I'll be honest, I had forgotten about this, and we do not need to forget things of this. Sometimes if it's not right in your face, you go, oh, I forgot. Donald Trump did something good before he left office, and that is honoring some of our vets. March the 29th is officially now Vietnam Veterans Day. I had almost forgotten that. He started that in 2017. Today is the 24th. We still got a few days to recognize those. As we will remember, as history repeats itself, those boys that came home that went and fought for their country were spit at and cussed by those that walked the streets that wanted peace. Do y'all remember all that? They didn't ask to go. They went to defend our country. And they were mistreated. It's bad. As you go back, and seriously, you watch some of those movies like Rambo. Y'all remember the first one, First Blood? That's the way a lot of our vets were treated. Disrespectful. As we remember those, it wasn't their fault. They did what the call of duty was sent to do. And we recognize them. Again, that's going to be the 29th of this month, Vietnam Veterans Day. A lot of boys lost their life. Did they want to go? No, they didn't. Those who made it home have horror stories to remember the rest of their life. Let's remember those. That's coming up the 29th. I'm glad they started that. As we go down to Natchez, Mississippi, I'm sure that they've got programs already set up. They're trying to help it out. A Natchez police officer has lost his home in a fire, lost everything that he had. His 3-year-old son and all got out in time. That's the good news to that story there as they work on that in Natchez. A Mississippi man has been arrested by the ATF. When the ATF shows up at your home and arrests you, you've done something pretty bad, and that's what's happening in the state, as he was burning cell towers. Yeah, destroying them. Manuel de Jesus was arrested on Tuesday afternoon at 10 a.m. after they found and connected him to burning cell towers along the coast. You don't mess with the cell towers. That's communication, and that gets the federal boys involved in that. So that's where we are on some headlines from across the state. We'll get that. We're going to take a look at your weather. All that's coming up next. I hope you're feeling good today. Ann Hall, you do remember. I hope so. Y'all don't rush off. We've got more coming up as we'll tell you about the weather and what to expect today in our area. And we ask you to join us beginning this morning at 8 a.m. Also, we'll go live, tell you more about what's going on in the community as we'll spread it to tell you what's going on nationwide. That and so much more up and coming. Stay close with us.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville has these great savings this week. Cuties or Halos, a 3-pound bag, $6.99. Fresh cantaloupes, $2.99 each. Dixie Crystal Sugar, a 4-pound bag, $2.89. Brine Wieners, a 12-ounce package, $1.69. Family Pack Boneless Pork Chops, $2.49. And Certified Angus Beef Ribeye Steaks Family Pack, $12.49 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Patrick Allen Companies services and repairs all brands of overhead doors, residential and commercial. Our service technicians are factory trained and have over 125 years of combined experiences. At Patrick Allen Companies, we are not interested in being the biggest, just the best. At Patrick Allen Companies, our philosophy is simple. We want to give you more than you expect. We are just 4 miles south of Meridian on Highway 145. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
You know, as I was sitting there looking at Joe's commercial on the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, if you haven't been there, go by and see just what a great place that is to shop. I want to give him an extra plug on that. Clean, safe, I'm telling you, just really, really nice. If you want to feel safe when you shop, a great place to go. In Collinsville, Mississippi is where you'll find Joe. See him today. All right, let's talk weather now. As we start out this morning, as I said, it's 42 right now. We're going to hit a high of about 68 a little bit later on today. So as we say, burr right now. That's what's going on right now as we wait for that warmer weather. I'm ready for it. Spring is here. Grass is starting to mow as we all see it. Let's get into your forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
The record highs and record lows today, 1929. It's been a while ago. It was 93 degrees on this date. That was a hot one for us. The record low was set in 68 just a little bit before I came along at 22 degrees on this date. That was a cold day, wasn't it? As we follow along and we look at the forecast for today, 68 here in Meridian. As you move up Highway 19 and go through Philadelphia, you'll find 67. As you go through Louisville and head toward Mississippi State, we're looking at about 66 for that high. Now, south of the Meridian area, as you go through this fog that we've got right now this morning through these areas here, as we get down to Laurel, Hattiesburg, warmer, 71 in that area. Out to our west over at the river, 67, and down to Natchez. Looks like we'll have 68 for a high temperature there today. Let's go across that Bama state line and see what it has to offer. As we go over to the Demopolis, Alabama, 71. Looks like we'll have about 68 degrees as well sitting at the campus at Livingston. As we go northward there through Geiger, Alabama, about 68, and down toward the coast, we start warming up. Montgomery, Troy, Alabama, 70 degrees today. Not bad at all there as we wait for this sunshine. I'm more than welcome to get that. I'm ready for my yard to dry out. How about y'all? Boy, we got a bunch out there. As I saw pictures from Clark County as well as the streets. Wow, it was a bunch of that. All right, let's look at these temperatures as we come across the nation as to what's going to be coming to the south. This is what we've got. We're normal right now. Now, north of us, as you get up toward the Dakotas and areas, a little bit cooler. We've got above average temperatures coming from Texas, but nothing that's just overwhelmingly hot. That's the good news as we look at this. So let's look at our breakdown of what we've got this morning of the temperatures. This is where we are and what we will expect over the next few days here. Today, 68. Tonight, we'll get down to 40. That's not bad at all. But what we want to remind you about today is we see this 68, you're going to want to carry a jacket with you today, because we've got this gust, especially early until that temperature rises up. 25-mile-an-hour gust in the area, so it's going to be burr. Same thing happens for tomorrow. As we get down to tonight, that 40 degrees. Sunshine returns and warmer tomorrow, that high 69. That's not bad at all, is it? But we still got gusts of 20 tomorrow. So early on, as you wake up in the morning, that 44, that gust is coming out. It'll be chilly. Down to 44 on Friday night as we move into Saturday. And again, there's a lot of things happening this weekend that you'll enjoy. 68 for high. It looks like we'll get up to about 68, 69, and again, more gust involved with that. By Sunday, as we head off to church, it's warmer. We don't get the mention of the gust. It starts finally fading away on Sunday with a high of 72, and then by next week, look what's here. We've got warm weather. That's that short sleeve weather where you can enjoy yourself. 81 on Monday. By Tuesday, 83. Look at that. Woo, we'll get 81 on Wednesday. Let's go ahead and look forward into this. Terry Ray says she's sitting at 37 right now. Brr, that is cold. As we glance ahead, let's go all the way to April 7th. And don't forget, it'll sneak up on you. April Fool's Day is not that far off, is it? No, it's not. Let's look back here as we look at this. April the 7th, we go all the way down there. 76 then. As we look at next Thursday, a week out, 67, and we'll hover right at that 70-degree mark for the next 2 weeks as we go for this. Some small chances of a shower, nothing serious there. But I want everyone to keep in mind the weather that we saw the other day will likely come once again, because we've got all of this as we watch this weather. The spring weather always brings this tornadic activity, and we want you to be weather-wise. As we looked at these homes that were destroyed, and I go over that little chart of be prepared, have a weather plan. I mean that. We want you to be around. Y'all be careful there. As we glance up there, let's see here. Good morning to Joanne Vanderpool. How are you today? From Russell Mount Gilead Road. Glad y'all are doing well today. Out me and Miss Melanie Dotson watching. Good morning to you. LaWanda Grantham, how are you? Alicia Fisher joins us also. That's a few of the things that we've got going on. As I mentioned, come back and join us in a little while. We will tell you more about what's going on in the community as Candace will join me this morning, and we'll go live and tell you all about it. We'll be on television as well. However you can be with us, we want you to be a part of it. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, a great way to back up and have another plan for the weather to be able to watch in case something happens. Power goes out. It's just numerous ways as we bring you the forecast every time it goes bad. Again, we can't do it without y'all for making this possible every day. And a big thank you to the sponsors. As you'll see them pass on the screen there, those are the folks that help us shop with them. Do business with them as you can there. Great folks. Again, thank you for being a part of this. I'll be back in about an hour and 4 minutes from now. And we'll go live and take care of things again. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon here at Scotty Ray's Weather. Y'all have a great day, and we'll be back.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by our following partners: